You're walking in the woods. There's no one around and your phone is dead. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot him.
Shia LaBeouf.
He's following you, about 30 feet back. He gets down on all fours and breaks into a sprint. He's gaining on you.
Shia LaBeouf.
You're looking for your car, but you're all turned around. He's almost upon you now, and you can see there's blood on his face. My God, there's blood everywhere!
Running for your life from Shia LaBeouf. He's brandishing a knife, it's Shia LaBeouf. Lurking in the shadows. Hollywood superstar Shia LaBeouf. Living in the woods, Shia LaBeouf. Killing for sport, Shia LaBeouf. Eating all the bodies. Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Now it's dark, and you seem to have lost him. But you're hopelessly lost yourself, stranded with a murderer. You creep silently through the underbrush. Aha! In the distance, a small cottage with a light on. Hope. You move stealthily toward it, but your leg! Ah! It's caught in a bear trap!
Gnawing off your leg.
Quiet, quiet.
Limping to the cottage.
Quiet, quiet.
Now you're on the doorstep. Sitting inside, Shia LaBeouf. Sharpening an axe, Shia LaBeouf. But he doesn't hear you enter, Shia LaBeouf. You're sneaking up behind him. Strangling superstar Shia LaBeouf. Fighting for your life with Shia LaBeouf. Wrestling a knife for Shia LaBeouf. Stab it in his kidney. Safe at last from Shia LaBeouf.
You limp into the dark woods, blood oozing from your stump leg. You've beaten Shia LaBeouf.
Wait, he isn't dead. Shy surprise, there's a gun to your head and death in his eyes, but you can do jujitsu. Body slam superstar Shia LaBeouf. Legendary fight with Shia LaBeouf. Normal Tuesday night for Shia LaBeouf. You try to swing an axe at Shia LaBeouf, but blood is draining fast from your stump leg. He's dodging every swipe. He parries to the left. You counter to the right. You catch him in the neck. You're chopping off his head now. You just decapitated Shia LaBeouf.
His head topples to the floor, expressionless. You fall to your knees and catch your breath. You're finally safe from Shia LaBeouf.
And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head. And I feel it, a little peculiar. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and get real high. And I feel the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I say, hey, 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 hey,
And I think my mic always goes on first. This is scene 1. Hey! I clicked the right button. And everybody's in the right place, too.
Hey,
I did it, guys.
you did it. Nice. Round of applause.
Everybody clap.
Good. Good.
Good.
That's it, guys. Good night.
That's good. That's it. We did it. We made
Polite
it.
race applause.
We made it. Everybody be happy. There are keyboards missing from Chris's background. I'm upset
There's
by
a
this.
lot of things missing from my background. There's a new background. A whole new world.
DVDs and like Blu-ray stuff there. So yeah, there's stuff. There's stuff here.
The next time I'm gonna have to give him like an actual just like lamp stand, except with a lamp instead of a lamp on it, it just has a hanging keyboard, just so he can put it to his back right.
Just borrow it from Keith. with his microphone that he left there with his headphones on it.
Oh, this
That's
usually
fine.
helps if I actually have. There's Will's video. Well, it was there, and then it wasn't. Now it's back again.
My camera was frozen, was it? So I was what? Like going.
Your cameras freeze when I have Skype minimized. So yeah, not gonna do that again. Yep, but better now. It's a work in progress. This one, as the title says, the duct tape and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. Well. But yeah, good evening. How you doing? Welcome to everyone in the chat. As we're about to say, ooh, welcome everyone to Season 2, Episode 15 of The Game Won't Play Itself podcast. I am our team maker, aka Will McKellar, and joining me, as always, over there, it's the man behind the madness of all this, the Mr. Technical himself. It's James Atkinson.
Mr. Technical. That's probably the nicest thing anybody's ever called me. Lately.
I could call you something else if you wanted.
Yeah, I'm not. No. Go with Mr. Technical.
And in bluest down there, it's Chris Huggleman.
It's not what
Hello, hello, ladies and gentlemen.
that's not the name that he has on Discord right now.
No, it's not.
It's Cora.
Nor is it the name that I'm logged into this with either.
Yeah, but you know, we just like messing with people. We know this. So people's OCDs, they just go, wait, what? Who's this? I can't cope. Ugh. But on tonight's show, we have a couple of news items. We find out which one of Team Tig Whippy walked away last week with the undefeated streak still intact on the fantasy football, and what we've been playing, and other good stuff. So we might as well get right into it, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? Because, right, remember also last week, we were trying to find out who the head of Sony was. And we were like, I can't remember his bloody name. Who the bloody hell was it? Well, Eurogamer and the rest of the actual gaming community reminded us, because it's Andrew House. Or I should say, it was Andrew House, because he's stepped down after 27 years of being part of Sony, so he's leaving them.
It's almost like I called it.
It pretty much was, wasn't it? It's like you're Nostradamus doing this one. it was very good for you. But yeah, no, he said it's not clear where Andrew House will bugger off to now, but it's gone. It's just got, that's it. He'll be replaced. Who's it really going to be replaced by? Let's have a look, see what they said on here. John Codera will be replacing him. So there we go. So hopefully, with Andrew House buggering off, they may actually sort of ease down on the, no, we don't want to play with other consoles. No, it's naughty. No, we do it. So here's hoping. Yeah, Sony, do the right thing. So
Don't
what do you
be a
guys make
dick.
of that?
Considering that I didn't know who the head of Sony was before?
Zero phasing.
Zero, yeah, no.
I'm a PC gamer, it literally affects me none.
I think the whole reason why I even asked who he was is because I was trying to make an ironical point about something.
Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, no, called it, 100%, knew it was going to happen, insider trading. Russians tweeted me about it in DMs, and we took out ads about it, and that's why it happened.
Yep.
You heard it.
On
You
your
heard
private email server.
On my private email server, which then I went downtown to Hartford and started handing out paper towel rolls to everybody about.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, you can't really say it's a full
They
house
were
this
all in the
time.
way. You can't build a wall where the paper towels are. Come on.
No, you can't. Oh, you could build a wall of paper towels.
But, I mean,
And then break
you
through
can't
that-
have an invisible wall.
True, but then I can break through that wall and break barriers and connect to people.
Are you going to make the janitor pay for it?
Like Nixon.
I'm just trying to hit all the barriers right now.
As many as you can.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the point. You either hit one, you either do none or you do all. There's no middle ground here. There is only Zod. There is only Zod.
It's like you can't be half-assed. It's got to be all the way with this piss taking.
Oh,
It's
I'm
just-
full ass. We all know
full.
that. I'm just full on ass.
I bet you are.
Yeah. Once again,
Just
context.
all of the ass.
Just all of the
Context
ass.
optional.
Context is optional. You can take that whatever way you want, but just full on ass.
He's just went full on Jedi. But so good news, I just actually saw as well.
Chris,
for-
a little hint for next time. That blanket that she's wearing, you need to chroma key that out in her system so that it can just do really funny, awesome shit with her behind you the entire time.
full on green screen it. Just comes up
You,
with awesome.
you know that
That's the plan. That's the plan for next time she's over during the show.
perfect.
Is I'll connect. I'll have the camera facing me, but she'll have the PC, and she can put effects behind me.
Yeah, see, it helps when we could do that here, but number one, I'm lazy,
Yeah.
and we
And number
need
two,
somebody
I'm
else to control this, and we all know, like, once again, duct
Mr.
tape.
Technical.
Duct tape. And it's not that like I'm a control freak and just don't want to give up control. It has
But
nothing
you're a
to
control freak who just doesn't want to
give up control.
Yeah.
This is the reason why Chris was in the basement for so long.
It's like, you're not going to do anything now,
He
are you?
understood what the chain of command was. It's the chain
I understood it needed to be broken.
broken. He understood the need. That's why he's no longer in the basement, because we've come to an agreement that we do have basement plan B and C in case of emergencies.
Yeah, you're Mr. Technical. He's Mr. Marketing and all things gaming related, and I'm the token Brit guy.
You're a token Brit guy.
You're our token minority.
You're the Brit minority. Well, that's exactly it, because people want to hear exotic accents, and we all know that, as was so lovingly put, mine just wanders up and down the countryside. and sometimes, like, jumps continents. But, we actually have somebody who can sustain an accent for a long period of time. We have token Welsh guy. We've got token Scottish guys, Welsh guys. I mean, we have a lot of English fans. We don't have I'm waiting for us to get our token Southern guy, just a guy with a long Southern drawl who just talks like this the entire time. It's almost like Matthew McConaughey, but from the deep south.
All right.
All right.
Oh, we could try and get Tim Miller on the show. I guess have a word of him, because like Georgia. It's like Atlanta area is down there. So we can try
Oh,
and
not
get-
Atlanta, but not like the deep south, like Savannah, Georgia. Oh my, Savannah! Oh dear God, she's got the vapors. Oh lordy!
Oh lordy,
Lordy.
she's come down on
Say-
the coast of the vent.
So I actually have a story about Savannah, Georgia. My cousin is getting married, and my Jewish cousin from New York is getting married to person from Minnesota in the Midwest in Savannah, Georgia. Let's think about all that down there. And the worst part is, like, they sit there like, oh, it's going to be in Georgia, it's going to be above there, and all I can think of, the only thing I can think of her wedding, is it's just going to be like that plantation that everybody sees, just the gigantic white house that's like 2 stories tall, and Colonel Sanders officiating the entire time.
Do you take this woman for a zinger tower?
Now, you hear me, boy. Now you hear me. Now, do you take this fine young woman to be your lawfully wedded wife, to love and to cherish? I'm like, I almost want to do like the Nixon like jaw wobble the entire this forever.
Forget.
That sounded a lot like many characters in Bravest Warrior.
Pretty much. I just need to watch Glory again. Just watch Glory and just kind of get one of those. Get an accent from there.
Yeah, just watch something from the Deep South and then just concentrate on it and then redo it.
Well, there is the most famous Deep South accent that anybody can do. Well, my mama said that life is like a box of chocolates. And I just got the ball and started running.
Yeah,
I wonder
always
how
find
different
the
that movie
shit
would be with
first.
Sylvester Stallone playing for us.
I imagine it would sound roughly
You never know what you're gonna get.
See, the thing, it would have the same, like, pacing and pronunciation, it'd just be able to understand it a lot less.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance, watch the interview where Tom Hanks actually talks about how he got the accent, and it came from the kid who played young Forrest, and, like, the way he spoke was like, you know, well, my mama got me a box recorder, and I was able to listen to the tapes you gave me. And he just sat and talked to him for, like sessions, and that's how he became older Forrest. Because that was the young kid, and that the young kid was speaking like, so he just adapted it to his role.
Clever. It works.
He's a master of his art, Tom Hanks.
So posh Brit goes like, by Jove, I say, my dearest mother, said life is like a box of this confectionery here.
I actually, me and Kim were speaking a lot about the English people this week. I don't, and the English, our cousins from over the pond.
The English, how ghastly.
Oh God, the English.
You gotta give me a case of the vapors.
The vapors, and I forget what we were watching, but we were watching something, and my mom's like, "Oh, we were watching the Great British Baking Show." All right, because there is nothing more English than that show. And my mom was like, "I love the show. They're so nice. They're so happy. The competitors get along so well with each other." I'm like, "You don't understand, do you, Mom?" She's like, "What's that?" I'm like, "The English created passive aggressive. Like, they are the masters of passive aggressive. Like, oh, I think it went about all right. That's about, like, if somebody says, oh, yes, well, her baking was well done. It was a good bake. I'm like, that's like Gordon Ramsay going, are you fucking kidding me? It's fucking risotto. Do you know how to cook the fucking risotto? The chicken's raw. Like, that's the translation.
Getting 2 slices of bread, putting them to someone says, what are you? I'm an idiot sandwich. Yes, yes, you are.
Yeah. It's like, oh, it's a shame. It's a little spongy in the middle. It's like, this is utter horseshit. It's raw. It's fucking raw. The scallops are raw. Oh, fucking come on.
It's raw.
So I almost want to do, and if I had more time, well, let's be honest here. I have plenty of time. If I had the will to actually do something, it would be to find the Great British Baking Show on YouTube, and then submit Americanized closed captioning for it. So like when they're talking, it just like the Americanized, just like what it would be on every other cooking show in America here. For
Sounds
that.
good.
I thought you were gonna pitch us an idea for the Great Tig Whippy Game Off.
No.
Where we're just really nice to each other, but we're all terrible.
I can just imagine it like all of us playing like a first-person shooter. Oh, that was a good headshot, man. Really got me out of nowhere. That was good play on you. Good play.
It's also like PUBG.
I okay.
It's like, oh, he ran me over with a car. I mean, that's a good show. Good show, chap.
No.
Yes, I hope you get top 10.
I will throw the gauntlet down for next Thursday's Rocket League, where everybody just has to be polite to each other the entire time.
Yes. 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 That is it. That has to be it.
Good show on the goal there. Good show. Good show. Top quality finish. Top quality.
Top, sir.
Top.
Awesome. And speaking of the game with accents from this side of the pond, Fable Anniversary, that's been on Steam for absolutely ages, is now backwards compatible on the Xbox One.
There's actually a game we're talking about that's available on PlayStation, like access this month.
Oh.
Metal Gear Solid 5. You already paid $15 for your subscription. Might as well beat that game.
Yeah, it's like
Play like the first like 5 hours of the game. It's great, and then you find out when Konami got fired. There is literally a point in that game where Kojima got fired, and just stopped giving a shit.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to do the story? It's like, yeah. Well, you don't need to do the story missions. They're the same thing but harder. What?
Or it's even better. It's just like, okay, let's simplify. It was like, what movie can I compare this to? What is a movie that was really freaking complicated and then just sucked at the end because they ran out of money? Any Christopher Nolan movie?
Bloody Pride for the Holy Grail. That's why that movie ended as something it did, because it ran out of money, so they just had the police arresting them all.
But once again, I think that's a marketing ploy, and it's like, I'm talking like a relatively serious movie here. Soul Plane? Nobody knows that one good. That one never existed.
Like a plane, it just went straight over my head there.
Yeah, no, exactly, Punisher. They spent all that money on Kiefer Sutherland, where they could have actually had more of a budget. They just went with David Hayter.
Kill Bill Volume 2, apparently.
Kill Bill? I thought Kill Bill Volume 2 was better than Kill Bill Volume 1.
Because they ran out of money.
So Tarantino is better when you give him budget restrictions, apparently.
Seems like it.
Oh yeah, well, I guess you could say that because a lot of his earlier works were better than his later works.
Except Inglourious Basterds, because that was really good.
Tonight on The Phil Won't Watch Itself, we discuss movies.
The Return of the Killer Tomatoes ran out of money. Apparently, the Super Mario Bros. Movie also ran out of money.
Oh.
They couldn't pay Bob Hoskins enough, could they?
You know what didn't run out of money? Blade Runner.
True.
You know what movie I'm going to go see this weekend?
Also Blade Runner.
Also Blade Runner. You know what movie I stayed up to 4 in the morning watching last night because it was on Sci-Fi? Blade Runner.
Still Blade Runner.
Still Blade Runner. The director's cut. They ran the director's cut. You know that that movie is, the director is in love with a movie when they make like 8 different cuts of it. Like Ridley Scott just could not put that movie away. And at the same time, I almost want to think it's perfect for Blade Runner, because once again, you don't know what are implanted memories and what aren't.
Right.
So he's just fucking with you even more by doing that, instead of having Christopher Nolan having Leonardo DiCaprio fucking spin a top at the end of a fucking movie. No, let's make 20 cuts of the same movie and just fuck with people's, like, and just make it about inserted memories, not about diving into the stuff.
So here's how they could and should do the new Blade Runner, and that is do the same thing, but never say that they're releasing different cuts. Like, encode randomly each DVD or release or showing a different cut.
That almost seems like something Ridley Scott would do.
Right?
Just because. But once again, he only executive produced it. You know who directed this was the same guy who did Arrival.
I'm not familiar with Arrival. I never watched it.
Well, this guy is apparently like he's the cinematography from what I've been reading on reviews because I've been following this movie is absolutely insane. It's a great movie, and apparently Harrison Ford doesn't show up until the final act, and people are still say it's like one of his best career, one of like the best ones of his career. Denis Villeneuve. I totally butchered his name. But he did Sicario, he did Prisoners, he did Arrival, Enemy. So
wait, is that the guy that's working on 2049? 'Cause Villeneuve.
Yeah, that's the director. He's from Quebec.
Yeah. I was listening to the way you pronounce it. Like, wait, hang on, this. Ah, yes, I know who you're about, and I saw the picture of him with like Harrison Ford and that on there earlier. It's like,
Yeah. So, Blade Runner.
hey, but it is now time to find out, right? We who won last week? Who came out undefeated?
I can tell you first, it was not me.
Yep.
And I can tell you why.
What? Because my team was better.
Aaron Rodgers fucked me.
Yeah.
Twice. You want to know why twice? Number one, he scored a ton of points. Number two, he threw a shit pass down the middle that broke my running back's ribs and took him out of the game. So Will double fucked me by starting Aaron Rodgers and then having his quarterback throw a cheeky fucking play to a running back.
Well, damn.
That's why.
But hey, the first time I can say it in the football league, 4-0. Thank you very much. Until like this weekend when I'm just going to go straight down in the shitter for the rest of the league.
I started 6-0 and didn't make the playoffs last year.
Wow.
The mighty will fall.
It might be this week.
The mighty will fall.
The mighty will fall.
The mighty will.
Puns intended.
Indeed, so yeah, it's like I was so tense so during that weekend watching the scores. Like the thing was, it was really close between us for so long of that game. Because watching it Sunday, it's like I got off to a good start on the Thursday night with Aaron Rodgers, and then it was the case of then Sunday started, and you just saw James's team coming back at us and then taking over, and I'm like, no. So swap back over. Whew, yes, this is great. And James again, and me, and James is like, what the hell was happening there? And it wasn't until the Sunday night game where I really sort of stretched the lead.
James, I've turned into your Steam store.
Don't worry, I changed it back.
So yeah, Simmer. Hello, Simmer. But yeah, it was a case of yes, I won. Until maybe this week, this could be my first loss. Because I remember last year all too well, and I'm not getting the ego to go, yeah, I'm really great at this. Because I know it'll come back and bite me square on the ass. But actually faced Nameless this week. With his rather funny or non-unironic name of insert name here. Pretty cool. And James, you faced Ed this week.
Beating him right now.
You could forgive Ed his 5th straight loss.
Somebody's got to be the New York Giants.
He's going to say the Cleveland Browns.
No, they actually won a game this year. Remember, there's the battle. Have you been following the actual NFL, Will? Obviously not.
Not all of it.
There is the battle of the undefeateds this weekend. The
Chiefs.
Chargers are playing the Giants. They are both 0-5. That means there's a literal Highlander moment coming up here where there can only be one 0-6 team, and there will only be one.
Jesus.
As I like to put it, and once again, I should really be in sports announcing, but as I like to put it, it's the battle for the first round pick, for the first pick of the draft. That's what it is.
It also says the Cleveland Browns are 0-4 as well. I'm just looking at the standings now.
Well, when you have a minor league team playing professional football, you really can't count them.
Wow, the 49ers are winless as well?
Yeah. There's some
Holy
shitty teams.
shit.
Is there a number? That's the only reason.
There's Once again, I think what they should do is they should implement, because they're always talking about paying players and everything. Why don't we just implement the system in the NFL for the freaking like the EP, like the British soccer pyramid, except with college? So like Alabama wins enough games, they become an NFL team, and the 49ers suck so hard they become a college football team.
Hey, it might work. Good idea.
Because I would dare say that the Alabama could beat the shit out of some of the fucking NFL teams right now.
Probably.
Boomer Sooners as well. That come up against like the Packers. That would be weird. That would be weird. So that's the news of what it was. Shall we get on to what we've been playing?
Sure.
Sure.
James, do you want to go first?
Yeah. I raided Destiny 2. We have a raid team on PlayStation now.
Hey, nice.
I'm sorry I didn't record it. It started at 10 o'clock at night and went to 3 in the morning. Like every good MMO raid should. We didn't finish, but it was a ton of fun, and I have already said that I'm going to be recording this week's. I'm not streaming it. I'm only recording it. Mainly because there were a lot of funny jokes. There was a lot of great humor through that entire raid. There was also some choice comments that I prefer not to have put on stream. So there will be a highlights video, given my track record, by Christmas.
That's being generous.
I am being generous here.
Yeah.
That's gonna hashtag Christmas special.
It'll be by March.
Be by March.
Welcome to the PAX East special.
Exactly.
Recorded in October.
Pre-recorded in October. Exactly. Totally called that one, guys. So we raided Destiny 2 raid, and it was a lot of fun. A lot of failure, a lot of trial by error, but by the time we kind of got it down, it went very smoothly. Once everybody figured out what we were doing after about 20 wipes. I would hate to have to Iron Man that thing, because it just would not happen. Besides from that, we've been playing some Divinity 2, or sorry, let's say it right, Divinity Original Sin 2. So we've got into that. It's a lot of fun. I've played about 6-7 hours, and I just got out of the first starting town, but we're still on the first island in the first act.
Wow.
Yeah, this game goes for it's an RPG. It is the point and click Icewind Dale Baldur's Gate of RPGs. It's gonna be a while. I'm not happy with some of my builds, but I know after I finish the first island, I'm gonna be able to have a total reset. You can basically just they give you the ability to just fucking wipe your party clean and start from scratch. We're going to do that, but I'm happy with my party. I have my character, Roderick, which is basically what I call any fantasy RPG character. It's just kind of the name I go with as the fighter. I have Fane, the undead. I have Beast, the dwarf. And I have Sybil, the elf. I could have gone with the Red Prince, the arrogant dragon, but lizard, but I was like, I've already got the sassy undead. He's pretty arrogant, and the arrogant elf, and I also have the down-to-earth dwarf. All puns included, by the way. I worked really hard on coming up with this. So I don't want to mix that up a little bit more. There's also 2 other human characters that you could get, but come on, it's a fantasy RPG. There can really only be one token human. It's either the party is like all human except for like that one person who's a fucking ettercap because they're trying to min-max dexterity and being able to shoot from the shadows and sneaking in spiderwebs, or it's like everybody is just like, I am a celestial. I am a freaking Deva.
I'm my own original character. I'm a hedgehog from the north.
I am both a vampire class and vampire race. I am a double vampire. 3.5. That was a thing. You could be a vampire.
No, that was 4. 4 was the one with vampire class.
Vampire class.
Vampires had a vampire racial class, but that's like is the same as being like a level 8 minotaur.
Yeah.
So
you could double down on being the vampire. Or a lich. Liches are always fun.
There was actually in 4E, which is very underplayed, fantastic for running dungeons. There was actually a person's playable class of vampire. Like you could be a human vampire.
I think Warlord was one of the most unappreciated classes in that game. It was kind of like the melee healer class was the best way to kind of describe it. And
yeah,
you healed people by shouting at them.
Get better! Feel better now! Stop dying! Okay.
It was best class. Yeah, 4E. I think if you want to play if you're new to Dungeons and Dragons, that'd be the perfect system to get anybody into because it streamlines everything from GMing to playing to characters.
Yeah, either 5 or 4, either one. 4 is good for people who really like mechanics. 5 is good for people who really like the roleplay.
Yeah. Do you want to min-max? Play 4. Do you want to drive your GM crazy with min-maxing? Play 4.
If you want really weird shit, go 4.5. If you want to play a druid that can be a tree guard, go 4.5.
Just play Fate. At that point, just play Fate.
Just hero system. Just do whatever.
Yeah, that's literally Fate. What do you want to do? I want to be this. Sure.
We were playing a fantasy hero system campaign, and I was playing I think it was a 4-ton robot with eidetic memory, and I walked into the kitchen, read all the cookbooks, and made everyone a meal, and then I couldn't go upstairs to serve it, so I got really sad.
10110. I just remember playing. We played Fate. I forget which superhero version of Fate, but I remember playing and everybody can laugh at this one. I played a character who was named the Patriot, who was a college student who went to a conservative school and was the son of a conservative senator. And point of it is he had contacts and like he had like prestige and upgrading and money, and he had basically like his whole thing was that like he was athletically at like the peak of physical shape for a human being because he was like that's what he did. He was an athlete, star athlete, but he was also like well connected and stuff. So like as he superheroed, he was also able to get himself out of being a vigilante because he was so well connected. And then he kind of became like the face in the forefront of like the superhero movement because like they were able to put the political spin on him and politicize him. And this was also a campaign where then we future jumped. So lo and behold, we future jump about 5 years. And my guy is now like to the point where like, yeah, they've politicized, he's part of the mass media machine at this point. Like everybody, like he's the media darling. And they had gotten him like, they basically developed super soldier serum. So now he's basically AKA Captain America. He's basically that. But at this point, like behind closed doors, hardcore drug addict, like just drugs all the time. He's severely depressed to the point where like the media is now covering up the fact that like he's now killing villains. He's not bringing them in. He's just killing them because he just doesn't give a shit anymore. Like he just has seen so much crap, like of all this weird stuff, that he's just gone from like, I will save everybody and I will do the right thing, to just like no one. He just went from like Captain America to Punisher. That's like
Captain America to the comedian.
Yeah, like everybody was like nobody was safe. Everybody was guilty. He just like they were like it like. Oh, they set off the weird super scientist set off a nuclear explosion and like everybody died. But luckily the Patriot made his way out and it was great. And he saved the day. And like the meanwhile it's just collateral damage. Just like it's like, what the fuck did you do, man? Just murdered everybody.
I played a Mutants and Masterminds campaign with a character very, very similar. He wasn't like a Captain America type. He was basically like a Static Shock type character. His original moniker was Lightning Lad, which apparently is a real superhero. And eventually he like gets all grizzled by going on these hardcore adventures with like effectively the Watchmen type characters. And he leaves. He's like, "This is fucked. I'm just gonna end it." And then he just got real strong and changed his name to Eric Electric and was just awful. Like, he was the leader of the superhero league as well because he just outlived everybody else because he killed them all before they could become villains. Like, they were like, "But what if we were wrong the whole time?" We need to do good. Shut up. Don't turn evil.
Don't turn evil.
He was the darkest superhero I played. Good times, though.
Yeah.
It's
So
one of the simplest PSA announcements ever, isn't it? Hey kids, don't turn evil.
Don't be evil.
don't be evil. Don't be evil.
It just comes on. It's like the most terrifying dude ever. Don't be evil.
Don't be
Back
evil.
up.
Yeah. So that's what I've been playing.
Cool. Chris, what have you been playing, matey?
I've been prepping to get into Final Fantasy XIV with that one.
I think,
I played a little bit of Overwatch and a little tiny bit of Dark Souls 3. The thing about Dark Souls 3 is that it is the Redeemer. It is the series Redeemer to me. It plays smoothly. It feels good. The bonfires are spaced out neatly. The Phantom range doesn't really exist. Like, there's some instances, but it's bearable. It's within reason. So
they've learned from their mistakes.
they learn from their mistakes.
Did you say that you would say that there is gameplay progression between the first games? Like there's progression of how the game controls.
The whole thing, it fits better. It feels right, and the mechanic for punishing you for dying isn't so overbearing that it's like, why even bother? Because in 2, you would reduce your health until it reaches, I think, a third each time you died if you didn't replace your humanity. So it's like, why even bother? It was terrible. We sat down and grinded out the rest of the game in absolute anguish and frustration. And, it was so bad. But then I picked up 3 and I was like, alright. Every game in the series has to have a shot because each of them is different. And then I picked it up and I played it and I was like, ooh, this feels good. This feels really good. Ooh, I can hit things. The timing feels right. If I get hit at the same time as them, it feels like that should have happened anyways. If they hit me before I hit them, it feels like that should have happened anyway. Like, there's no point where it's like, oh look, the lumbering dude is halfway through his swing and I can't attack now because he's hitting me. Like, there's never a point like that. But it's so nice.
Hitboxes are a thing.
And they actually used them right. Which is impressive. Which makes me excited to eventually go and play Bloodborne.
Yeah, because I think that's where they really learned how to do it properly, was from Bloodborne. But, and this is the thing about Bloodborne, don't be as defensive in Dark
I'm
Souls,
never. I'm,
as you're
I'm
gonna be.
dodgy. I'm dodgy in Dark Souls. I never block, ever.
Because that's such a mindfuck. Is when you go back to like a Dark Souls, and you
Yeah.
have to remember that you can't do the parrying bit of where you're catching them enough and just go smacking and blowing that shot in their face. You just it mucks you about a bit. You have to sort of relearn what you're doing to put your shield up and then just dodge.
Yeah, no, that's natural to me because I learned early that blocking is not necessarily a good tactic. It's limited, very limited. So
Especially if they fuck your shield up.
I got real good at dodging real fast.
Yeah.
That was a Dark Souls 1 trick I ended up taking, was just doing that. Trick weapon is another great thing about Bloodborne. Is that the switching between the...
Yeah, I'm not going to say if you don't know what the actual trick weapon is in Bloodborne, but it's just like you finally go, see what they did there. But it's fun. Is that all you've been playing, Mitty?
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Right. Because I have played a lot, I'll admit, but I'm not going to go through all of it because, again, you can see a lot of it on stream anyway. But there was a couple of bits. I did finish Hitman. The last two missions sort of ramped things up a bit, so I kind of went more aggressive than I have played the previous parts of Hitman. To the point where the last mission, it was coming up for the end of the stream anyway, and I thought, you know what, last mission, let's go for it. Hiding in a room, loads of them start coming in, start picking them off. And it just went fully from there, and it got to the point where I just went, you know what, I've got one target to go. Fuck it, I'm going to run up and try and just take him out quick. 2 or 3 attempts later, and I did it.
So you Metal Gear Solid 5'd it?
Pretty much. Rather than the stealth action, it's like, because the big problem I had with Hitman was the targets you have always seem to have 2 armed people around them, so there was hardly a window of opportunity to take them out silently, or even to go for an accident, that's near them. And that frustrated the fuck out of me. And it just made it where this Hitman wasn't as good as Absolution by any stretch of the imagination. So there was that. So I finally completed. I'm going to add an extra Rocket League stream to Late Night Lard because it's a week gap between South Park coming out. The other game I did play on stream was the new one called Eisenwald, Blood of November. For me, well, it's new for me, and it's like a strategy game. It feels a bit like a real-time strategy one, but you're walking around this sort of medieval Europe bit, and it's like it felt to me there was going to be a lot more sort of like point and click strategy stuff. You point units to the side and they go over there and fight, a bit like Dawn of War. But no, it didn't, because even though there's a shit ton to learn in the tutorial, once you get out of the way, it just feels completely different to what you expect. And that's not a bad thing, because what happens is you start off as like this dead baron, and the tutorial is you go to this village area, you go see this king. No, it's not a king, is it? No, that's like another baron. And, basically go through the bits, like, how to do sieges, how to do normal fights, how to heal and hire more people. And so you get that done, and then you start out in Europe properly. And you have this choice to make between 2 rivals going for the crown. You have this guy called Dieter, who's very aggressive. He doesn't want people to have healthcare unless they earn it. There's no state healthcare. There's no, you have to earn your way for this. He's going to try and provide jobs and build a wall around the duchy. And I'm like, What about the rest of the other factions in the other parts of the map? What about Moscow? And that's like, oh no, we'll go out and we'll let them know, that it's us first and then them. It's like, have they based this on someone that I might know? And then you go this woman character who's called Hannah, and she's sort of like the opposite. She still wants healthcare for all. She wants the state to help people. It's still a little bit of a case of, well, we'll trade with people, but if they cross us, then we can go and attack them. So I'm at the point of this stream coming up on Thursday of who do I choose? Now I've already made my mind up. It's just getting the actual quest sorted, and it's like it feels to me is if we've gone like Jeremy Corbyn versus Trump. So I can't even see Bernie Sanders or definitely not Clinton, because that was like nope. 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 But it feels more like someone's taken just two differing leaders of late and just went, we can make a game out of this. It's just very echoey. It's like, oh, too close.
Can I say I am disappointed that Will doesn't know the orders of precedence and British titles and monarchy. I am upset by this.
It is late.
It's going from lowest to highest: Baron, Viscount, Earl, Marquise, and Duke.
Well, this way he doesn't fully do that all as well. Because it was like the sort of Baron that you start with, to actually do through the tutorial, and they call the crown the duchy. That's what they call it in the game, and I'm like, okay.
A duchy is usually run by a duke.
Wouldn't it be run by the Dutch?
The Dutch? There's Dutch, the funny guys.
Over
there in the Amsterdams with all the marijuana and stuff.
With all the marijuanis.
And the absinthe.
You go for a meeting with everything. Would you like a schmuck?
Bicycles. Lots of bicycles.
And I like gold.
Also, very pleasant people, from what I hear. Also tall. Like, tall.
Very friendly. Don't know, something in the water maybe makes them grow.
I've heard there's a lot of dikes there, too.
That's why you get little Dutch kids by the dikes. They have their finger ready just in case it bursts.
Yep.
So, yeah. Also been playing a shit ton of Fortnite Battle Royale. And for anybody who doesn't know, it's pretty much PUBG Lite. It's faster. It's more, the graphics are more cartoony. Yes, you can build your forts up. So when the actual circle starts closing in, you can just build like brick walls around yourself so they can go up to the other guy. Going fuck off.
A lot of wall building on this episode. A lot of wall building.
Hello.
All in all, it's just another wall in the wall.
I was gonna say, all in all, it's just another Dutch kid's finger in the wall. But sure.
But so it's good though. It's just as tense as PUBG, and people going, well, there are differences. It's like, no, not really, because they put duo matches in there now. You could have drops, supply drops just suddenly appear as well. Father of Balloon just go plop. Like, this seems familiar. You've got your storm cloud that closes in, so you have to move, which moves about the island differently each match. It's like, yeah. It's not that much different, is it? Let's be honest here. But in saying that, it's great fun. It's great fun playing it with a squad. You get some good squad play going up.
As a storytelling purpose too, it makes more sense in Fortnite, where like PUBG is just like, it's Soviet Russia, or like there is actually a reason why it would be nuts, because Fortnite doesn't let you just be like, it's crazy Yakov Smirnoff Soviet Russia. No, it's like, there's just crazy shit that happens in Fortnite. So there's less suspension of disbelief.
And
There's lore to your Pixar's Unknown Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
But if you had news about Battlegrounds, it looks like they're going to be adding in the nighttime. Which
That's gonna be hell.
Yeah.
walking around with a shotgun with a flashlight, that's not going to sort of be targeted by snipers in any way, shape, or form, is it? No.
I imagine the new Dropbox item is going to be night vision goggles.
Yeah.
Sam
then
Fisher
he
did it
gets that
first.
sniper rifle and then- Yep.
And best, Sam Fisher's goggles go through a lot of modes,
Yeah, no, they're
including
really good.
heartbeat and electromagnetic.
Those things kick the shit out of it. It's like they were awesome. I love playing as Sam Fisher.
There was it was a death battle, and I'm gonna put my opinion on death battle. They're hit or miss. Sometimes their fight sequences are very reliant on specific scenarios. In this particular instance, it was Sam Fisher versus Solid Snake, and hands down, Fisher would win. Hands down. Because Fisher sneaks in front of people, physically in front of their faces. His stealth tier is so much higher, and all it takes is a single good shot.
Where Solid Snake has a box.
He has a box, and he's bad at sneaking. Because it's more of an action game, really, than a stealth game.
Well, they do call it tactical espionage action.
Exactly.
That is literally the tagline to every Metal Gear Solid game is tactical espionage action. There's nowhere there that's saying that it's a stealth game.
So, like,
And espionage is not stealth. There's a difference.
Fisher is the king of stealth, hands down. Hands down, king of stealth.
This is basically just becoming like the argument of like Batman versus Superman. Like, whoever has the more time to prepare is going to win.
Oh no, Fisher wins. Give Fisher a box cutter, put him against Snake with guns. Fisher wins.
Snake is horrible with guns.
Give him with literally anything. Put the scenario. If Fisher has the stealth capability, if he can get to, if it's not a box room where they see each other blatant,
Yeah.
Fisher wins. If it's a scenario where there's stealth involved, Fisher wins.
I would agree.
And like Solid Snake, he lost the original voice. Mike Ironside was not his voice in the last game, which sucked. It's like, come on, it's got to be Mike Ironside. So finally, the stuff I didn't stream a lot of was I have been playing more of the mini SNES. I tried for the first time Star Fox, which was tough to me. It maybe my old man's hands and all this timing stuff, but couldn't beat that first level yet on Star Fox. Played some F-Zero, which is badass. I like it as one of those early racing games. And I played some more Super Mario World, and I got stuck on something that made me look really stupid. When you get the superhero stuff, and you get the feather, and so you get your cape and you're able to run faster and fly a bit more. Well, you know your part where you run up the tubing, the pipes to get over it for the first time? I had trouble on that until I realised I had to hold down Y. And I was getting really frustrated. I even went on Discord, onto Bandit Games Discord, and said, how do you do this? Because I've got no idea. And they went, oh, you're supposed to just run at it. Right? But how do you... Oh, okay. That we'll just move that over. Whistle instantly. But I am liking this mini SNES. It's really, really good. And one of these days, I will start playing Zelda. And that is pretty much the stuff I've been playing. So we shall go to what, shout-outs now?
Sure.
Shout-outs?
Who wants to start? I'll end.
I haven't really got any shout-outs this week. Apart from, the usual of, the people in the chat who joined us again tonight. Kim, the patron saint of Tig Whippy. But that's pretty much it. For my Chris, you got any shout-outs, meeting?
I just put it in the chat.
Yeah, follow that. Do that
Yeah,
thing.
follow that. Do that thing.
God damn it. You're such.
That's this one. That's that one.
I can't see me.
I know. Regis Castus, shout out to Regis. Which we should host him afterwards because he is playing Battlefront 2.
It should automatically go to him.
Should
Yeah.
Unless a Demon Star, because I think Demon Star is higher on the hierarchy. Because it is Inktober.
Let's try manual Regis because he's at 4 right now. So let's
Manual.
shed some love when the end of this. I'll start working on the raid message. So proceed with your shout outs.
Me?
Yeah.
I get to do the the PR message at the end of the show. Well, everybody, thank you if you have joined us this far. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you have enjoyed the hour of talk. 10 minutes of which was actually about video games. The rest of which enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the show, which I know most of you have and already are following us, but you should like, follow, subscribe, do all the things on all the social medias. Obviously, this is the Game Won't Play Itself podcast on Twitch. We are also on YouTube at The Game Won't Play Itself. On Twitter at TGWPI. No S, right? Or is there S on Twitter?
Twitter is the yes.
There is an S on the Twitter. And a soon-to-be website where you were able to read a